This episode, we're talking about, as you guessed, food. Alright. It's a very simple quest. Basically gonna talk. It's the barkeep. You want a drink and food. Vigor is basically your mana. Alright. You use it for all your skills. If you have too much of this stuff, you'll get drunk. If you have too much of this stuff, you'll get full, which basically means you can't go to the barkeep and order more food and stuff and replenish your vigor. This is very important if you're doing production, because you're doing lots and lots of production and you need to have a stable food. If you get drunk, you can always pick a milk option. Alright, this is basically your non-alcoholic option, non-hookah option that lets you replenish your vigor constantly. Of course, not by very much, and sometimes it's even more expensive than the drink option. I don't know if I said this, but the rum or whatever the alcohol option combined with a food option doubles your rate for both the drink and the food. So that's why it's important to have both. If you get full, you can use a stomach medicine item to become unfull. If you get drunk, you can use the sober item, which is basically the same thing, makes you sober. Alright, so for your sailors, there's something called fatigue. It's usually shown as a red bar right under here. Basically, it means how happy you keep them. When you're sailing, your fatigue increases. If you're doing land battle and roaming and doing that kind of stuff, adventuring on land, you will also get fatigued. This doesn't apply for cities or towns. When fatigue gets too high, your sailors start dying. You want to keep your sailors above the minimum point, which is 40. In this case, it depends on the ship. If they get too unhappy, their loyalty will go down, and that means that basically means that they'll start stealing from you and that kind of stuff. If their fatigue gets way too high, they'll start dying too, and if it goes under the required, your ship will start becoming slower. You want to keep their ability up too for battling, ship battles and that kind of stuff too, but you always want to keep your loyalty up. It's more important on long treks, in my opinion. Alright, so the other kind of food you can either get from clerks, you can just pick them, buy them, they work as items, or you can cook your own. You can do that via the cooking skill. You gather ingredients, cook them, get items, and you use them. By using the item, you can't get full by using food items. You can get full using the barkeep, not by items. So that's a good thing. Of course, you can only keep 200 of them in one stack. One in your inventory stack, right here in your consumables, another in your captain's bag. So that's 400 on you at a time. This is with any item really. And you can also keep about 999 in your bank, in the vault, if you have it. Let's sit down. Alain's basically going to tell you the same thing. He spells his name different, by the way. Oh look, there's Alain. So they're gonna give you honey pancake. If you quit this quest midway, like right now, you can just keep stacking up on honey pancakes if you want. Really, that's an exploit. But really, it's really not worth it. I mean, you can make way better food than this. But the important thing is most of the food that you make early levels will only have vigor recovery, which is what food is mostly for, replenishing your vigor. Some of the higher level foods also have other abilities. Fatigue is a popular one, but there's also ones like cure scurvy if you don't want to have the skill for it or have another item. You can just use food items that cure scurvy. You want to see how it says fatigue, vigor recovery, plus 20. That's how much vigor it replenishes. Some of them have more. Where it says affect fatigue and vigor recovery, if it has a plus, that means it affects your entire party, right? That's why it's called party food. This is not party food, by the way. It just affects yourself. So all you gotta do is eat it. Say it's delicious. Wave hi to Alain. Oh yeah, while I'm here, I'll just show you another thing. If you want to join a group, right, you go and you can see what company there are here and hit company entry request. You see job here, you see court rank here, you see title here, you see levels and whatnot here, assets that are currently on them here, and a bunch of other information. Mentor points, that's for if you're teaching someone anything. You could see their cultural contribution. I have not done much of that. I'll explain that in a later video. Who their apprentice is and who they've angered. Nope, Alain is not a pirate. He's not. I know it says he's a pirate, but he's not a pirate. I mean, seriously, look at these levels. He's not a pirate. He'd probably sink a couple noobs, but he's not a pirate. Now I was just telling you, go talk to the barkeep again. Oh yeah, if you can drink, you have to be able, if you're sober, you can drink together with whatever the waitress is, I guess. The named NPC next to a barkeep, between a barkeep and a clerk. In most major cities, some other places too. When you have a non-school quest, you can turn them in if they like you enough. So you just keep drinking together, buy them a few items, and just donate them, really. You can get those items from the shopkeep, and eventually they'll hand in your quest for you. Usually it's worth it to do it like that. School quests, on the other hand, you have to go back to the school that you took it from and report it in personally. Let's see. Alright, next episode we'll be doing one of these. Please comment down below what you'd like to see next. First I'll do all of them. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching.